Hello, welcome to Drinking with Comics. I'm Sean,
And I'm Mike.
and I'm gonna get rid of these fucking glasses so I don't have the weird. You got the bug eyes, Janine. Bug eyes. What's up, dude?
Not much. How are you?
I'm all right, man. A little tired. 3 day weekend.
Woo!
3 day weekend was a lot more. Well, I went to a 3 day Pitbull concert, so it was just you know. No, I'm kidding.
Really?
Yeah, no, I'm kidding.
So what are we
What are we
drinking?
drinking? So you gave this to me. This is a.
So
How do you pronounce?
someone left this at my house, two of these at my house, a couple months ago.
Nice.
So
So
that's
this
why I
is.
was like, I didn't try it. They recommended it to me, and I didn't try it. And I figured we'd try it together.
Well, thank you for thinking of
Um,
me.
yeah,
So
it's easy when they give me two.
is it Gaffel?
I guess it is Gaffel Kolsch.
So, and this, I didn't even look at this. But okay, so this is Kolsch brewed traditionally in Cologne, Germany. And there's a little thing on it that says it's real Kolsch only when it's from Cologne. And I
Oh,
don't know if
okay.
I'm assuming that's true. That's just like cognac isn't cognac unless it's from that region, cognac, France, or whatever.
Same with like champagne.
Yeah, and there's like a whole thing
I
with
think,
bourbon too that was just
yeah.
explained to me, and I don't remember anymore. But whatever, it doesn't matter. Um, but this has been sitting in my fridge, man. And when you were like, "What do you want to drink?" I've been wanting to fucking. I've been wanting
I
to
know.
drink
I
this.
kept eyeballing it too. It's been like I almost drank it on Saturday, and I was like, nope, I'm gonna wait for Sean. Alrighty, got my tall glass here.
Love Kolsch's, and I mean, we're really. It's
Sexy
been
girl.
hot as fuck in Tennessee, so I've been drinking Kolsch's, which are basically blondes, right? The American
Yeah,
terminology. I don't know if there's something deeper with what distinguishes them. As far as I know, there's not, but I'm not an expert. A lot of lagers, just a lot of lighter beer because it's been like circling 100 degrees here for a couple weeks. It's it's actually really cool right now as we're filming this, but
that's good.
dude, right away you could taste the Europe. I always feel like, and maybe it's a mental thing. There's just some, I don't know what it is. There's like a signature to beers that come from Europe.
Yeah,
Mm.
I think it's a little funk, but it's like a good funk.
It's
I
a
don't
good
know.
funk. I feel like it has to do with the way that they drink there, where it's like drinking it tends to be synonymous with a meal. I mean, not that they don't
Yes.
drink, at all, other than when they're eating a meal, but I'm just saying. And actually, Indian lagers have it too. It's one thing I really like about Indian lagers, and Indian lagers are made to be, drank with hot, spicy food. So,
Mm, this makes me want some Wiener Schnitzel.
yeah. Oh man,
Oh, from a glass that I stole from a Schnitzel place.
nice.
Mm. Actually, no, I think I
So,
got this one free. All right.
you think you got it? What for? Oh, the glass.
I think it was like one of those promos.
Mm.
Yeah. I don't want to like just in case the schnitzel place that I'm talking of is watching.
Yeah, no.
I
Yeah,
didn't steal it from you guys. If you're one of the 12 viewers,
heard, chef.
no, different one, different schnitzel place.
Um, so, dear audience, today we're going to be talking about not a comic book. We're going to be talking about
No,
the Encyclopedia Britannica as read by Paul Reiser and Jim Rudd. Paul Rudd, whatever the fuck his name is. I don't know. Uh, this
no,
is
Jim Rudd
something.
did a good job with the.
This is something you can order online now, and they've updated the entire Encyclopedia Britannica, and they're really making a push to like make this an institution that overthrows Wikipedia's popularity. And I just don't know how that's going to work when you consider how many pounds of books you'd have to carry around, whereas you could just pull up Wikipedia on your phone. But they're trying. They got some star power. I
Yeah,
saw The Rock had signed a contract to do some kind of spokesperson stuff with them. I think they have a holographic Richard Nixon and a holographic Tupac that are
so
doing some kind
so
of a wrap off
so
in
these are all
conjunction.
books, right? Instead of a
Yeah, they're. I
computer,
mean, it's like the Encyclopedia Britannica. Like the motherfucker's like a shelf, right?
just like how Batman has in his Batman cave in the new Batman cartoon.
Yes. So okay. So to do a quick segue away from the more important topic of the new Encyclopedia Britannica, yeah, that new Cape Crusader show. So you had recommended to me. My friend Chris Saunders from A Most Horrible Library and previously on this show had recommended to me, and I did my usual fuck nah, especially when
Amazon
well,
made me
especially with
watch a
Amazon, right?
cartoon. Yeah.
Because of the commercials. But so first of all, there's one commercial per episode. So that's
Yeah.
still pisses me off, but it's not as bad. And I mean, I'm talking not before or after. I'm talking like during the episode, right? There's
In the
one like 90
middle,
second block of commercials.
in a weird spot too. It's like Catwoman starts talking and then cuts into a commercial. It's a
Yeah.
horrible, horrible way to do it.
By the way, Bruce, why don't you put that thing right here on my new from Sargento cheese bagels?
You got cheese
Um,
bagels?
I don't know.
Interesting. I
May
got
cause
hemorrhoid cream.
cheese bagels may cause suicidal thoughts, indigestion, or anal hemorrhoids. Well, anyway,
My
whatever.
favorite is when it's sidetrack here, but my favorite is it's a commercial. Like we're going to make you watch a commercial. It's a commercial for another show on Amazon.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like, why?
Which would be funny then if you watch that show and there's a commercial for the show that you were watching originally, right? There you go, full
Yeah.
circle. But so it wasn't as egregious as I thought, and it's certainly not like as egregious as my
No.
Invincible experience, where it was like literally I felt like every 5 minutes there was an ad. Um, Also, I realized I'm just going to shut up about Amazon. It fucking sucks, but here's the deal. I was going to cancel it, but when I realized Ed Brubaker, who is an executive producer on Batman Cape Crusader and a writer on it,
Yes.
the adaptation of him and Sean Phillips' comic Criminal is going to be on Amazon. I was just like, whatever, I'll pay you the $2.99 a month extra to get rid of the fucking ads. So I'm going to eventually do that and just shut my mouth about it. So um,
I mean, it's money going to a good thing, right?
no, it's not. It's going to Amazon. It's not going to
Well, I
a good
mean,
thing at all.
Amazon's, but you know what I mean? Not like, you got to think like not Amazon, but like it's going to The Boys, it's going to Invincible, it's going to shows it. Like,
It's not. It's going to Jeff
it is
Bezos
to, in a way, though. I mean, Jeff
in a
Bezos
way,
wants your
sure.
money, so he's going to make the stuff you
Yeah.
want.
Okay.
You know?
Okay. Point taken. Point
Do I
taken.
do I like say like, yay, Jeff Bezos? No, not in any way. But whoever reason why Jeff Bezos buys these shows to show them on there, I'm all for it. So at least like someone's doing it.
Yeah.
I mean,
You know,
for example, this was supposed to be a WB show or not WB, Max.
and they passed on it or something.
It passed on it because you had the whole Discovery thing and all that. They decided to pass on it, and Amazon's like, hell, we'll do that. And look, it's like the #2 show I have on there now.
How weird is it that it's a Discovery / Warner Brothers property, right? And they're like,
Yeah,
yeah, we'd prefer not to. Just, I mean,
it's all
what?
about making money. So Amazon's paying them to make this show. That's how they think they make money. You know.
It's so fucking. It's just so bizarre.
Yeah,
Um,
the whole streaming thing is like all
it's
screwed
it's
up.
just gotten so. But
Yeah.
again, I will stop because I've done enough diatribes. But I don't know. What do you think of Cape Crusader? I finished it yesterday. I loved it. What do you think?
I loved it too. This is one of the best Batman things I've seen in years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the changes. I loved what they did with Penguin. I thought
Yes.
that was a fun and darker Penguin too. Like just like,
Yes.
oh, I didn't see that coming, and then, ooh, not a good mom.
And so that's the thing. Like Batman's Rogues Gallery is one of the reasons I don't generally like Batman stuff anymore, is because it's just done to death, right? So that and the Penguin is a stupid fucking villain. I'm sorry. He's just stupid. So
Yeah,
the fact when they switched the gender and made it like Ma Penguin or whatever, like I was like, oh, that actually works so much better in that version of the character where it's more cartoony and whatnot. And I
yeah.
really thought that worked well.
And she looked like the original Penguin, which I thought was
Yeah.
funny too. Like she looked more like the Penguin than say, I don't know, the current Penguin show that's coming out.
Dude, nobody's gonna watch that fucking bullshit. I mean, give me a break. I don't even remember. I don't know. I don't even remember that character from the fucking Matt Reeves movie. Probably because they were like, I mean, people complained about Raimi's Spider-Man 3, but Jesus Christ, like I liked the Batman to a degree, but it's like just make two movies or a TV show or something. Why does all of this have to be crammed into one fucking movie? Like I literally do not remember a single scene with Colin Farrell. People are always like, "How could you not remember that?" It was such a weird take on the Penguin. I'm like, because there was
It's not even. I don't like. To me, like, okay, I thought the movie was okay. It's a little long. I don't have the time to like go back and rewatch it as much as I would like. I
Mhm.
love, I love the Batmobile. I
Yes.
will say that's why, which involves a penguin. So it's kind of like that's the
Yeah.
scene I turn to,
Okay.
and it's a beautifully shot and awesome car. It's a beautifully shot scene, but yeah, he's just not the penguin in any sort of way. He doesn't
Yeah.
have the umbrella. He's too tall. He's just a mobster. I don't
Well,
understand. Like the penguin in the comic books is like, yeah, you look like a penguin because you're wearing a fancy suit and got an umbrella, and you're a penguin, and that's how he got the name, and he rolled with it. But this penguin's just like, why? Maybe the
yeah.
show will explain it to me, but I just don't. I just never saw that. Like everything I've seen from him is like just because he's got like a little weird nose, like a beakish nose. He's not a penguin. He's a puffer or whatever. I don't know.
I mean, from somebody that doesn't like the design of the original character anyway, and like wants, I just say just leave the fucking character, just leave the character behind, just stop, you know. But if you're gonna do it, maybe don't lean into that original version. This is too far the other way. I mean, it's just like what, just I don't know. It's just weird, and this whole I'm just sick of this craze that the Joker movie, which I really like the Joker movie, and I'm now like anticipating the second one to a degree. But like,
Yeah,
nobody gives a shit about your fucking Craven movie. Nobody gives a shit about your Penguin TV show. Like, it's the it's no,
I
just stop, Madam Web. Come
I
on.
I care. Madam Web's a tough one, but like I would like to see like one of my favorite shows was Gotham. Um, and the Penguin on there was awesome. Robin, I think it was played by Robin Taylor Lord.
Was he like super emo?
Kind of, but it
Yeah.
worked. It worked to the point like he was the perfect penguin. He just walked around. He had the hobble. He did carry around an umbrella. They explained all that stuff. It leaned into the weirdness of comic books that makes these characters fun and
Hmm.
not trying to make them serious like the current penguin. Like, oh, he's all serious because he's like a mobster. But I love the. I want my comic book characters to be comic booky,
Yeah.
you know? And
I don't
the Gotham
necessarily
show
agree,
did a
but I know
really
what you
good
mean.
job of that. But the Gotham show did a really awesome job of that.
Okay.
And I think to me that's like the perfect penguin. Like he did a
Okay.
perfect job of it. He was short, he had the, he hobbled around a lot like a penguin. He leaned into that character and did a great job. Whether or not he was emo enough to, because he was young, he just looked emo. Um, yeah, to me that is the best penguin that I've seen live action wise.
Okay. Uh,
Danny
but
DeVito obviously second.
I've still never seen that movie.
No,
Nope, never saw that movie. Not I just never saw it, and I mean, at some point, like I reached a certain point where I'm like, I'm never gonna fucking watch that. I mean, whatever. If we were hanging out and you're like, you want to watch it, I'd be like, yeah. But
okay,
left to my own devices, I'll never see it.
no, I get it.
Audience, we're gonna go spoilers. So if you haven't watched
Hmm.
Cape Crusader, maybe don't hang around. I mean, I don't. I want to talk about the show with Mike, and I feel like a lot of people have seen it, so we're just gonna go spoilers. Just be warned,
It's
spoilers.
it,
Okay?
it's been you're very slow at it, so they should watch it by now.
Yeah. Okay. I will say so. The other thing that makes me excited about with my thing with the Rogues Gallery, right? The fact that we've got Dent for the season. The second to last episode, they change him to Two-Face. He's dead by the end of the fucking season. That made me
Yes.
happy. That made me extremely
I
happy because that means they can't beat that fucking character from his rogues gallery to death.
I enjoyed how they did that character's run. I think that was a better Two-Face story, one of the better Two-Face stories I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
They did a really good job of building up that character throughout the whole season, which I thought was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I loved I love the fact that I don't know if you've noticed this or not, the fact that it's the right side is scarred. In the comic books and everything else, it's always traditionally been the left side
Oh, you're
because that's
right.
his evil side come forth, right?
Yeah.
This Two-Face, if you notice, his good side was scarred and his good side came out. He was always evil. He just
Wow.
had the reins put on him. It wasn't
Oh,
so
that's
much,
cool.
yeah, the acid didn't make him evil. It just brought out his good side.
Wow. That's really
Yeah.
interesting.
That I thought it was like when I realized that I was like, that's amazing that they did such a like character. It is a completely different character practically. I mean, it is Two-Face. I mean, we all know what Two-Face is, but yeah, it's a different take on Two-Face. He was not because he's always been kind of he's pushing evil throughout the whole thing. He's faking being good to be the mayor. He's doing all the what he needs to do, but in the long run, he makes a deal with the bad guys. He's crooked. You know, he's evil technically, and when he gets wrong, he goes after them.
Wow. That you kind of blew my
Yeah,
mind there. I hadn't picked up on any of that, but I think you're 100% correct. Wow.
yeah, because it kind
Well
of like
done.
I noticed that like in the last episode that he was being, every time they kind of focus more on the right side, you see him be more timid. It's like, oh, I shouldn't be doing this or what, something like that. Yeah.
Interesting. Um,
Yeah.
I will say, so I'm gonna make a statement, then I'm gonna add a caveat.
Okay.
The whole season, I was praying we didn't do the Joker, and
Uh-huh.
in my head, I'm like, but I know it's gonna happen. The
Hmm.
last thing in the season will set up the Joker for the next season, right? So we
Yeah.
get to the end of the last episode, and it doesn't happen. I was like, fuck yes, and then it happened. And I was like, God damn it! But dude, first of all, the voice, the brief moment whenever he says like yes that'll do or whatever it is,
Yeah.
such a different take. And also, and I was thinking about it as you're watching these people tied up like that are laughing and dying, right? I'm like, this is like Dark Knight Returns Joker. And his design, even though you only saw this much of his head, right,
Yeah.
it looks like Dark Knight Returns Joker. So I'm actually intrigued as fuck how they're going to do it.
I feel he's going to be more like the Golden Age Joker that's like a murderer who just kind of shows up.
Okay.
And I like that he's testing it. He's coming up with his gimmick.
Yes.
He's working his bit.
Yeah, well
And that
said.
shows, and I think that's like a really fun that's gonna be a fun take on him. Like
I think so too, as
however they
long as
do
they
it. And
don't overdo it.
I hope he's all season.
I do not. I
I
do
don't
not. I
I
do
don't
not.
think he's going to be the main bad guy in the whole season. Or no, I think he's going to be the main bad guy in the whole season, but I think he's going to be more
In the
not
background
in
until it
in the
crescendos.
background.
Okay,
Yes.
that I can live
Yes.
with. Like it's a B story that his development is like working its way through while these other things are happening that are the bulk
Yes.
of the other episodes, and then a crescendo. And I'm fine with that, but
Yes.
this thing
I
where every Batman story has to have the Joker in it has got to stop. It's just
I
fucking stupid.
I agree. But then there's something to like Joker is one of my favorite villains. So
Same.
it is, yeah. So it's kind of fun to see a different take on him every time.
It is, but it just loses its luster.
But
And
it
this is,
it does. In the comics, it gets kind of old. Yeah.
I mean, he's in, I don't read them, but I mean, just by way of like, I always keep abreast of what's going on. I just feel like when they gave him his own title, I'm like, fuck you. But,
I didn't
it's,
finish. I did like that. I didn't finish. I read a couple issues and I liked it. I meant to go back and reread them, and I never did. It's his own title, but it's mostly Commissioner Gordon's story.
That's interesting.
Yeah, they actually hire. At least the first one, it was they hired commission some rich people wanted Joker dead, so they hired Commissioner Gordon to go after him, and he's
Oh,
got no qualms of killing Joker,
well, of
or
course.
yeah. So it was more of a Commissioner Gordon story and less of Joker was just the character in the background.
Okay.
Um, and then they like switched writers and it changed, and I don't remember what happened. Like I kind of lost interest after that, but it was definitely a more interesting take on the like it made the series work.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said when I first read, I was like, this should just be called Gordon. It makes no sense that it's called
Yeah,
Joker.
less people would buy it.
100%.
Uh, I really like the fact that they. So it was interesting at first that okay, so we're not going to do Alfred, we're going to do Mr. Belvedere as his manservant, and I was a little taken aback at first, but I'm like, well, you know what, Mr. Belvedere. I mean, Streets of China, never met her before. Who cares? It worked.
Old school Pennyworth, old school Alfred wasn't. He was always more in a background character. He was like,
No,
yes, sir. He
I know, but
wasn't.
he
Yeah,
just
he wasn't
looks.
the dad father figure. Yeah,
He
he looks
looks like
different.
he looks like Mr. Belvedere. So that's just
He's.
I was tickled pink by it because I make a lot of Mr. Belvedere jokes. So
I did enjoy his attitude towards him, just calling him Pennyworth throughout the whole show.
well, and then I was you had mentioned that he's like a dick to Alfred for the whole season, and I like the last episode where he was like Alfred, like okay,
Yeah,
good, stop being such a fucking dick. God damn.
yeah.
Favorite episode?
Oh, I think I didn't really. Maybe episode 2 because Greg Rucka is one of my favorite writers of Batman, and that Renee Maitoya Clayface story. Where they're just going after classic Hollywood
Oh
murderer.
yeah,
Yeah. I don't know if you know it says written by Greg Rucka.
I did not
Um,
notice that, or maybe
and
I might have
he's
noticed it when I watched it and forgot about it.
yeah. He is one of my all-time favorite Batman writers. Um, he does an awesome like I think it's funny like whenever he does anything Batman, Renee Maitoya is his character to go to, and of course he wrote a Renee Maitoya story. I I really like that they had a um she stuck to her true to her character. She's kind of like a Latino woman stuck in in that time period, and they all don't like, oh, you're a Latino woman, you can't be trusted to do this
Yeah,
attitude, but
right.
yet she could prove herself. Um, I also like that Commissioner Gordon was black and it kind of covered the, like you were like a DIY hire a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Because at first I was like, these there should be some systemic racism here that I'm not seeing, and it shows up, which I thought was good
Yeah,
for that time
yeah.
period.
Especially for that time period.
Hmm. So I think that one and maybe the Harley Quinn episode because I also like Harley Quinn and I thought it was
And
an
that was a
interesting
really interesting take on Harley Quinn, I
take
thought
on
too.
her, and it had King Tut.
Yeah. Weird.
Yeah, I think I like them all. I think the Gentleman Ghost one was really cool.
So that's my favorite. You know why that one's my favorite? Papa fucking Midnight. I was like, holy
I
shit.
know.
But then Batman actually performs a fucking blood ritual. I was like, dude, this is better. I just couldn't believe I was so fucking and when the episode started, I was like, we're gonna jump the shark right now. But they handled the bridge into some supernatural shit really cool. The other one
Yeah,
being that I'm not familiar with the Nocturne or Nocturna character, but the little Wednesday Addams bitch that was super strong and a vampire that sucked energy from people's mouths.
yeah.
Even
She's
that.
also on Kite Man right now,
Okay.
which
Even that I
I'm
thought
not too
went
familiar with
really
that character either.
I because of the Papa Midnight, I wondered when it was like Anton was the sign. I was like, is this Anton Arcane? I mean, they don't say that. The credits don't say nothing like that. And
No.
I'm not familiar with the Nocturna character. I didn't even know it was an actual established character until I looked at some of the credits. Um, but
Well, that was
okay,
2 episodes, right? There's 2 Supernatural episodes.
yeah, two Supernatural episodes.
Yeah.
And so in the Nocturna episode, am I wrong or like the first two little orphanage kids? One of them's Dickie. It's got to be Dick Grayson, right? So when that episode
All of them.
started, huh?
All of them are named after Robins.
Jason, yeah, you're.
So
Oh,
Jason, Dickie, Carrie was the Legends of the Dark Knight one.
oh my God! No, Return
Stephanie,
of the
who is
Dark Knight.
yeah, Return of the Dark Knight. Stephanie Brown, who's my favorite Robin of all time, slash
What
favorite
is she? What is
Batgirl.
that? What's that one from?
She's the blonde. She was Spoiler.
Hmm.
So she is in the comics in the '90s. She was like Robin's girlfriend. Her name's Spoiler. Her dad is a Clue Master, like a knockoff Riddler character, and she would always try to. Um, she was always trying to like be part of like a super vigilante Batman family, but they always like kind of like, no, you're not part of the family. Eventually, for whatever reasons, I think it was dumb reasons. Um, briefly, um, Batman decides to take her on as Robin to kind of like because Tim was doing off his own thing, so he wanted a new
Okay.
Robin. So he took Stephanie Brown, and eventually she fucks up badly, and then dies. But then, of
Oh,
course, comic books, she comes back to life.
of course. As yeah, let me guess, as the Green Hood.
No, luckily. But then eventually she comes back as Batgirl, which was one of my all-time favorite comic book runs, is the Stephanie
Wait,
Brown Black Girl, because it's just fun.
that's not the J.H. Williams Batgirl, is it? Or no, that's
No,
Batwoman.
this
Never
that's
mind.
Batwoman. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
This was right before 52. And
Okay.
then 52 happened and they killed her off. And then
Of
they brought her
course.
back by popular demand because once again, she's a very loved character. People like her. I like her. I like her because she tries,
Okay.
doesn't always succeed,
Okay.
and
Realistic.
she's kind of into it to have fun.
Okay.
Where like everyone else is being serious, she's having fun. So it was a fun book.
Hmm.
Um, she's recently come back as a Batgirl slash Spoiler, but she is technically a Robin for a hot minute too. So that's why
Okay.
she's in there. So she was Robin, Carrie's Robin, the girl with the glasses, which I think was the main girl in that episode, the main little girl that was having attitude with Nocturna, if I recall.
The one that had the slingshot.
Yeah, I think Slingshot. Yep, Carrie
Yeah, that
from
was Carrie. Yeah.
Dark Knight, and then I think there was a baby Tim, if I recall.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so all
Wow.
5 of them were in it. Yeah,
And I hope that's as close to Robin as the show ever gets, to be
I
perfectly
agree.
honest.
I
Because
would love to
just
see her. Yeah, I think this show deserves. He shouldn't get a Robin because he's too early on in his career. He
it's
should
yeah,
have.
and just
Yeah.
don't do it. Just let me ask you a question. So
Mhm.
after I finished watching this in my prime recommended, next up for you or whatever, I'd never even heard of this before. There's a Batman and Robin from 1949. I'll put the picture here. It
Yes.
dude, the thumbnail. I last night I was like, I have to watch an episode of this because this is the stupidest looking. This makes the fucking Adam West one look like the fucking Nolan ones. It's like the fucking ears on the suit are all like you can see all the stitch marks on the back. It's just, I mean, it's 1949. I understand, but I'm like, my
I feel like someone
God.
could have sewed better in 1949.
God, it's so fucking stupid. I just
Oh, wait till
couldn't
you see the
believe it.
Batmobile.
It's a normal car.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? But I had never even known that existed. So it was just weird. Like as soon as I finished the cartoon, that popped up and I was like, looks like a teddy
I
bear in the
think I,
thumbnail. I'll put
s-
right here. He looks like a teddy bear.
I think I saw. There's 2 of them. There's 2 serials. It's a serial, so they're like
Yeah, it's a cereal. Yes.
10-minute episodes that they
No,
run
they're not.
before the movie. Oh well, this is
That's
probably the whole thing. But
no,
originally it was.
the episode, because at the end of the 23-minute episode, it's like, join us at this theater next week for part two. And it
Oh,
was like
so it's
23
20
minutes.
minutes. Okay.
I was like, we're
They
serious? I didn't know they were that long, but
yeah,
whatever.
but they did. I think I first saw it on Mystery Science Theater.
Okay, that makes sense. I mean, dude, Robin is just, yeah, it's not a good look. Even like the big R, it just looks like, I
Yeah,
mean, dude, like, did somebody in preschool make that for
and
you?
I think they fought like just a normal gangster too. It wasn't anything like
Oh, there's like
it
but
wasn't.
there's gangsters, but
Yeah.
there's a guy in like what looks like an executioner's costume because it's like a
Oh
black hood.
yeah.
And he's like, he doesn't do anything other than like, he keeps like, car one calling headquarters, and he gets on the microphone. He's like, good, lead them to the blah, blah, blah. And then like two of the guys get in a submarine. There's like a fake rock wall, and they get in a submarine. And it's like, it just looks so bad. Anyway, sorry. I just wondered
Yeah.
if that popped up for you as well.
No, I think you could watch them anywhere though. I don't. Might have. I didn't even pay attention. I was just too giddy from the end.
I really enjoy, man, it, see, I learned a long time ago, it's just like with X-Men ending, the whole,
Mhm.
the Krakoa era, and as bad as these last like 6 months were or whatever, I still like, I'm still psyched to read, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to make that mistake because that inertia. Well, I mean, luckily the last 6 months were just so fucking bad it killed it. But even
Yeah.
if they had gone out on top, it's just like, don't. It's just not going to work the same. And you're going to
I
end up
did.
disappointed.
I did check out the first issue of X-Men with
Oh, it's so
the
bad.
Cyclops team.
It's
I
so
liked
bad.
it,
Oh God, it's so
but
bad.
you know why I liked it? Because it was a good jumping on point,
Yeah, but so what?
and well, the thing I really liked about it was as someone who's only technically read the Grant Morrison run, I knew all those characters because everything was referencing that Grant Morrison run. Like I knew who the pink-haired guy was,
Oh, Quentin
Quantum
Quire.
Quentin Quero. I knew like when they mentioned, I think there was a couple other things they mentioned. I was like, oh, I knew that because it has to do with the Grant Morrison's run, and it felt to me, and I like Cyclops. I'm on Team
Oh,
Cyclops. I know
really?
everyone
Oh,
hates him.
my
Yeah,
most
I
hated
think
cat. Dude, he's such
because
a
everyone hates him.
bitch. He's
I
such a
know.
bitch. Like
Someone's got to be that leader.
literally in the
Someone's
early
got to be
80s,
Leonardo.
in the early 80s, Storm lost her powers, right? When she had the fucking black leather vest and the mohawk. She lost her powers and still kicked his fucking ass in a fight. Like, he's just such a fucking bitch. Oh my God. So I'm sorry. I no, there's moments when I like him, but by and large, I don't know. I don't know.
Wait,
I mean,
I think let's face facts here. Unlike Wolverine, he has fucked Jean Grey and Emma Frost.
no,
Come on, the
well,
boy's
I think
got something going on there.
I'm pretty sure he's also fucked Wolverine. That was explained to
Also,
me.
and Wolverine too.
Or
Look at
actually,
that.
I don't see Wolverine as being the bottom in that relationship. So I guess it's the other way around. Um, yeah,
100% Scott.
somebody had explained that to me, and I was like, wow, that's wow. Anyway, whatever. So, um, yeah, but shit, man, fucking Cape Crusader. Batman is, I won't say he's best because there's other like versions or ideas or eras that I like a lot, but like this is such a noir because it takes place in the 40s and they
Hmm.
stick to that shit, man, and it just fucking works. Probably my favorite Batmobile, although I will say I did like the one in the Batman, so maybe. And I'm not a guy that's like, oh, I don't give a shit about the Batmobile for the most part, right?
Oh,
But
oh,
the one
oh.
thing about this series that shocked me, the Catwoman episode, everything up until a certain point, like seemed very realistic, and it was, and then her stupid car with the big cat paws and the cat, and I was like, why? Why would you do that? Why would you
It's
do
in the
that?
comic. That's how she does it.
It's
I,
dumb,
I
but
like
whatever, it's fine.
it is, but the whole original Catwoman character, which this is based, truly a great adaptation of,
Yeah,
is just mimicking Batman. Like,
yeah.
oh well, if you're Batman, I'm Catwoman.
I
If you
liked
have
her
a
German
Batmobile,
servant.
I have a Cadillac. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
um, yeah, I love that episode because, like, yeah, the servant at the end just being like, "Well,
yeah.
I sold all your stuff. I'm leaving." You know.
You owed me the back pay, so I took it. Goodbye. And I like that they, she went to prison. Harley like left town or whatever. So they'll be back, but I just don't feel like it's as egregious. Let me ask you another question. Now I'm thinking about it.
Mhm.
In so when I think it's when Two-Face goes, he's in like the asylum. I don't think it was Arkham. There's a guy that's like crying, and the guards are giving him a hard time, and he picks up a stuffed pig and gives it to him. He's like, he just wants his pig or whatever. Professor Pig,
Maybe,
maybe.
yeah.
Big
I
Professor
mean, we
Pig fan.
got oh, what was that guy's name? The character who did the sound effects.
Oh, I can't say that word.
I can't
Onomatopoeia.
either.
There we go.
Um,
Onomatopoeia. Kevin
that's
Smith's
a Kevin
character.
Smith character, yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's a relatively new character that showed up.
I loved that episode. I thought his inclusion was fucking stupid as fuck. But it didn't ruin the episode for me, but I'm like, really? Bang. Like, okay. Just whatever. But I did, like I liked the way Killer Croc showed up. Oh, also that again back to the Nocturna episode, right? He's like the lizard skin man at the freak show. But I love
Yeah,
the fact that like the bearded lady and a bunch of fucking carny freaks just beat the shit out of Bruce Wayne and throw him away like garbage. That was fucking great.
back to the Gentleman Ghost episode. One of my favorite scenes was when he's like, throughout the whole episode, he's just, all right, so what's the gimmick here? What's the gimmick? I gotta figure out the gimmick. Punches Gentleman Ghost one time, his hand freezes up, and he's like, do we know any supernatural people? Like,
Yes, yes. That was
total
very good.
denial until he hits it, which is perfect Batman. That
Perfect
is,
Batman.
yeah. I love that we got to see that first interaction with, like, I don't believe in the supernatural. Okay, now I know that supernatural's real.
Yeah. No, that was handled really fucking well. And so even like back to the one with Onomatopoeia, that one was primarily a Gordon centric episode, which was great. And also, like, I just thought they did a really good job with that episode. Like, it was a really, really,
Yeah.
really good episode with the hit on Gordon and just, man, I don't know. The show is really fucking good. Like,
Was it a hit on Gordon or was it a hit on Barbara?
oh, it ended up being a hit on the daughter, right? On Barbara.
Yeah.
But so that's when I digress to the X-Men, that's where I was going, where it's like, it makes me want to go read Batman, but I know better than that. Like, I'm not going to go pick up the regular title. I do need to. What was that oversized one from a couple months ago that took place in
Oh,
the
the first night?
first night?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna
So,
definitely, we'll have to pick that up when it's in trade.
do you guys have? I think it was 3 issues.
I think it's sold out.
Because
I know the
I
first
never
issue sold
saw
out.
I never saw, I think I got a second printing maybe of the first issue and I liked it, but I never saw the other episode, the other issues, but I also wasn't like
I
really looking for them.
Yeah, they might be there on the shelf there. I don't think it's over. I can't remember if it's over or not, honestly.
Hmm.
I do want to read it though. Those one of those, like, when it definitely comes out in trade, I'll buy it.
I love those
Um,
oversized issues. I mean,
yeah. It
they're
works in
they're
that book so well. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, exactly. But I did so it's like been that and Gotham, Gargoyle of Gotham, which in just the 2 issues, and anybody in the audience that's reading that, the third was slated for some time within the next month, and I just checked on League of Comic Book Geeks, and it got pushed because it's now release date to be determined. So I was kind of like, oh, man. But that Raphael Grandpa, that book is like instantly in my upper echelon of Batman stories. Like I really like that book.
Yeah, I gotta read that one too. I read the first one, I liked it, but I don't remember enough because it's been so long.
It 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 made it made a very big impression on me, and it's hard to do with a character that I've had, dealings with for, I mean, Jesus, 40, at least 40 years to some degree. And that has just stripped mine to absolute hell by the industry. I mean,
Yeah, but there's always like every once in a while something good comes out.
yeah, well, that's the
Another good
thing.
one is
Yes.
Dark Ages. The Michael Aldred is doing the artwork for. I can't remember who's writing it. That was a really good one.
I'm not a huge Mike Aldridge. Like I think he's great. It's not that I don't think it's good. It's just it's not my bags. So like where everybody loves his Silver Surfer and I forget the other stuff that he's like really known for.
Oof,
I'm like I
oof.
get it, but it just doesn't. It's just not my jam.
Oh, his Silver Surfer run was one of the best comics I ever read. Um, just there, oh, there's a part in it where it's like he gets stuck in a time loop, and the whole book is a loop. Like you read the top of it, and then you get to the end of the book, you have to read the bottom of the book and go back to the front of the book, and then go
No,
back
that's
and
cool.
forth. And there's like the way the story is constructed, he's in this time loop, and you have to get off of it at a certain point, or you're just reading the whole thing. You're reliving the whole thing over and over and
Oh
over and
wow,
over
that's pretty
again.
interesting.
Yeah, it was just, and I can't imagine like there's no other artist that could pull that off than Mike Alderhead, because it just
Yeah.
just was beautifully. Oh, and that was also another fun book. I like a lot of fun in my books. I don't
Yes, you
like
like a lot
real.
of fun.
Yeah, I want to have fun when I read comics these days. I don't need to be miserable anymore. I don't
Nice.
want to be like, you know, I love Arkham Asylum, but man, I don't feel like going down that dark road right now.
I mean, yeah, Arkham Asylum is just fucking weird. It's
Hmm.
been a long, long time since I've read it, so I don't have a great memory of it. But I just remember being like, it's just, it makes sense when later in life I become a Grant Morrison fan. I'm like, of course, you
Yeah,
know, of course.
that was one like the first. That was the first graphic novel I ever got.
Well, not mine, but
Yeah.
many, many people of our generation can make that
Hmm.
exact claim. That was a huge. I mean, because it dovetailed with the movie and whatnot.
Yeah, yeah. That's when I got into comics, was thanks to the Batman movie. Ah, thanks, Tim Burton. You ruined my life.
Yeah, so Cape Crusaders season 2 is
Yeah,
greenlit. So hopefully, I don't know when it'll come back, but a year maybe, and
hopefully sooner than later.
hopefully sooner than
Um,
later. But that's Cape Crusader, and
yes.
This is drinking with comics. I'm Sean.
And I'm Mike. Oh, I'm done. I drank everything.
Yeah, that's okay. So. Hi, I'm Sean. Join me and my friends every week for the Horror Vision, where we talk about horror movies.